bad. A wasp just landed on my hand. I already did yoga this morning, which I have not done in probably over a year. I got a yoga mat last year because I was like, I'm gonna do yoga. It was a really expensive one. And then I did yoga once and never used the mat again. So I used my mat this morning, and then I had breakfast, and now I'm on a walk. And it's really pretty outside, so let's keep it going. I am currently reading All the Young Dudes. It's a fan fiction about the Marauders. A lot of people have already heard of it and read it. I've been putting it off because, first of all, it's longer than the Hunger Games trilogy, and I knew that it was going to be really sad. So I've been waiting, but I have 35 hours left in it. I'm going to try to read some today and see how much I can knock out. I think, let's see. Yeah, 35 hours left, and I am 13% into it. So we're going to see how much of it I can read today. These chips are my favorite. They are Uglies. They're from Sam's Club. Sweet potato chips. So good. If I seem sad today, it's because I am. I have had 2 packages now get lost by USPS. I am gonna go to USPS today, and then I'm gonna go renew my library card. It did expire a couple weeks ago, and so I haven't been listening to audiobooks because it expired. I'm really excited to renew it because my Libby app has been struggling with no audiobooks in it. So I'm gonna go renew my library card and go to the post office, or should I do the post office first and then cheer myself up? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go to the post office first because it's gonna be sad, and then I'll cheer myself up after by renewing my library card, and I'll report back. Bye. The post office said, at this moment, it's in God's hands. I don't know if you can see me very well. No clue how this is framed. I just left the library. I renewed my library card. I got this book. I was binging a lot of booktube videos lately, and I do remember seeing this, but I could not for the life of me remember who it was. It's like a fantasy, YA fantasy that's not going to be like spicy or anything like that, but I don't care. They said it was really good. They said it was a great enemies to lovers, but also with good plot. It's like a kingdom that has like a sickness in it, I guess, and there's these petals from these flowers that can cure the sickness or something. I don't know, I haven't read it, but I think this girl is kind of like a Robin Hood of this story, and she goes in the night and steals these petals whenever it's supposed to be regulated by the kingdom or something, and then the prince is the one that it's going to be her and the prince. We're going to see what I think. It is YA, like I said, so I think I'm going to like it, but it's about 450 pages, so I don't know. I might finish it this week. In this week's vlog, I might not, but I'm not gonna push it. I have this book for a while. I'm very excited though to read it, and the cover's pretty. It's like a really pretty like purple. I don't know if you can see it because they have the plastic on it. Oh, I just realized my music has been playing in the background the whole time that I've been talking. How annoying. I just feel like not great because of the package situation. And I don't think I'm going to feel any better unless the packages magically show up, which they won't. I'm very excited about this book. I have to show it again. I'm very excited about this book. And I'm going to update y'all in a second about how much I read yesterday from my fan fiction, All the Young Dudes, that I'm trying to read. It is so long. I read yesterday without checking. I'll just tell you later because it's a lot. Anyways, bye-bye. Yesterday I read for what felt like all day. I didn't read all day, but it felt like a lot. And I'm currently 21% of the way through, and I have 30 hours and 31 minutes left in this book, this fan fiction. Again, it is longer than the Hunger Games trilogy, so I am reminding myself that this isn't just one book, this is multiple books because it is covering their entire time at Hogwarts. It started before they went to Hogwarts, and now I'm currently in their 3rd year. It's getting so good though. They just decided that they want to become Animagus, however you say it. I like don't know why I can't remember. They just decided they want to do that, and they told Remus, and he has kind of been going back and forth with it. He just told them he doesn't want them to do it. They just are catching wind of somebody called the Dark Lord and you know who. It's just getting dropped here and there. They're not like focusing on it a ton, so that's been nice to kind of see how that's going to play out and how it's going to become a bigger part of the story. This is all the young dudes. It's by Miss Kingbean 89, and it is rumored that this fanfiction was written by Taylor Swift, which is a hilarious theory. I think that's like one of the funniest fan theories, because not only do you have to be a Taylor Swift fan and a Harry Potter fan, you also have to be a Harry Potter fan to the point that you read fan fiction, and not only Harry Potter fan fiction but Marauders fan fiction. So it's a very niche theory, but as I'm reading it, there are moments in it where I can genuinely see why people believe this, and so I've been kind of letting myself believe it while I'm reading, and it's been very fun to think about Taylor Swift writing this fan fiction about the Marauders. I highly recommend reading it, but also looking into that theory and watching videos on how she wrote this, or why it's said that she wrote it and that kind of thing. I am feeling I need to read something right now that pushes me forward. Like I feel like I'm accomplishing something. So I think I'm gonna switch gears and start the book I just got from the library, Defy the Night, because I think I could finish that fast. I know I could finish that faster than this. I might just take a break from this. I am loving it, but I need to read something right now that makes me feel accomplished and kind of comes to a close for my mental health's sake. I'm gonna start reading that probably tonight, and I'll let you know how much I get through tomorrow. It's Wednesday, and I know I said that yesterday I was gonna start this book. This is what you get for watching this. I did not start this book at all. I didn't even read a sentence in it because I was working a lot yesterday on earrings, and I decided to listen to an audiobook instead. But I started with watching a booktube video, which I found out, I remembered where I heard of this. Yesterday I said I couldn't remember. It was Hallie, who owns the Common Room shop. She has a really good booktube channel, and she read this and said she really liked it. I got on Libby yesterday and checked out a book that Hallie from the Common Room shop talked about on a different video called Fable. So I checked it out from my library and listened to the whole thing yesterday. It was genuinely so good. There's not much romance in it until like the very end, and even then it's not a ton of romance, but it is a pirate book. The story follows a girl who is basically trying to escape this island that she was stranded on, that she's not like alone. There's like a town and whatever, and there's things on this island that she does to survive, but she wants to escape to kind of get revenge almost, but not really. It's kind of to prove herself. She escapes this island, and it's about her adventures trying to escaping, what happens after. And I did not realize whenever I started it, but it is the first in like a series of 3 books that also have a 4th book that's a prequel, and then a novella. So it's like a 5-book series basically. I did not know that when I started it, but I already checked out the rest of the series from my library, and I'm gonna start the 2nd book called Namesake in that series today. I highly recommend it. I ranked it 4.5 stars. You would like it if you like Pirates of the Caribbean or Our Flag Means Death or anything like that, anything piratey that has like a little bit of romance but the main plot is pirates. You would like Fable. Last night I did start with my book club. I have an online book club, and this book I was like, should we read it? Shouldn't we read it? It's Christmas time, so I was trying to go for a more Christmas fantasy themed book, and a lot of people recommended this one, and whenever I read the reviews, they said that it was more like erotica than anything, and I don't know, I'm only 2 chapters in, and it's already, like, the plot's already taking off and like things are happening. It's a Nutcracker retelling, so we will see. I will update y'all on what I think. So far, I'm not impressed, and I always hate whenever I pick a book for the book club and it's like not the best, but this is on Kindle Unlimited, so it is readily available for people, and a lot of people did recommend it and said that it was a really fun Nutcracker fantasy fae retelling and lots of romance. It's apparently really smutty. I don't read for smut, that's not my thing. I do like romance, but it doesn't even have to be heavy on the romance. It could just be a very much side plot and I won't care. And whenever smut is like the center of a book, I really don't care about it because there's no plot at that point. So anyways, we will see what I think. So far it's feeling like it's gonna be 3 stars and I'm only 2 chapters in, so that doesn't say much, but I'll update y'all on that. I'm going to read this eventually. I know that I said I would, and I will, but not right now. There's so many other things that I need to read. So today I'm going to start Namesake, the second book in the series that is the pirate series Fable. I'm going to read more of A Court of Sugar and Spice. We will see what happens. I'm taking a break from all the young dudes right now. I know it is so good and I'm obsessed with it, but I do want to appreciate it and not feel like bad whenever I'm reading it. And right now I just need something like this that is kind of fluff and nothing that makes me really think or feel a lot. Even if it is a 3-star read, sometimes that's what I need to, like a palate cleanser, that's what people call them. Sometimes you just need a palate cleanser that's just whatever. So anyways, that's my day. I did get a package in of charms. Remember I said 2 packages were like missing? 1 package came in, not the original package. The original package is still lost, but I did restock my charms today, so that's really exciting. I have a market coming up this weekend, and I've been making Christmas earrings, which let me just show you. I work with polymer clay sometimes, not a ton anymore. I used to do strictly polymer clay. With holidays or themed collections, it is really fun to make polymer clay earrings. I made these little bow earrings. They're pink and red, my favorite colors right now. My color combo is Elite, pink and red. They're bows. I don't know if that's focusing, but they're 3D bows. I made these bows that go on them. These trees, I don't know. I hope you can see that. And a very important package came in today for our bookstore. We're opening a bookstore next year, but we already have the online shop up and we will launch books soon on that because we just got our first order of books in. So I'm going to show you the books we just got in. Okay, we are going to a Christmas market, so we have lots of Christmas books. This is a very like premium copy of The Night Before Christmas. It's like padded. It's really nice. The Creative Act, lots of fantasy and fiction. My favorite memoir that I read this year. We kind of got a little bit of everything just to see what people like, and just like 1 or 2, mostly 1 copy of each. Not these that we got, obviously multiple of those, but I'm very excited. We will see what sells, what doesn't, what people like, and if you want any of these books, they might already be on our website at enjoyourbooks.com. I woke up this morning and I did start my period, but it's okay. I am going to read A Court of Sugar and Spice a little bit while I am cramping and taking a break from working, but I still have a lot to do. I'm so excited about a holiday market. I've been needing this. I've been needing where Christmas music is playing and there's other businesses and people are wearing Christmas sweaters and shirts and Santa's there. The vibes. I need the vibes of Christmas. So I am so excited. Anyways, I'm gonna read A Court of Sugar and Spice today. I did go ahead and get the audiobook from the library, so whenever I am working in the office, I can go back and forth from reading to like listening. So far, I'm on chapter 5, and we're just gonna get into like the fairy world. It is so far interesting, and the writing is I would say the writing is very much low reading level. This is not intellectually challenging at all. This is if you're just trying to have some fun, trying to read something like silly fun for Christmas. I'm totally fine with that. I do love to read fluff, just something to enjoy. So I'm enjoying it, and I hope people in my book club are enjoying it. I think it's fun. I think it's silly. I think it's good. It's lighthearted. I'm gonna cramp and read, so I'll see you later. Okay, to recap this week, I have read the pirate series Fable. I've read the first 2 books called Fable and Namesake. First book was 5-star read. It was so good. It made me feel all the things. The second book was 4 stars. It was still really good sequel. Oh my gosh, my cat. She's being so naughty. The second one was 4 stars, but it just didn't make me feel like as emotional as the first one. So I started the third book called Saint, which is a prequel. Well, I guess it's not the third book if it's a prequel, but it goes back in time and we're learning the story of our main character Fable's parents. And so far, I'm about 40% of the way and it is so good. This one's feeling like a 4.5 or 5-star read for me. A Court of Sugar and Spice. I finished that last night and that was a 3-star read. It was fun, it was silly, it was whimsical. The thing about that book is it just felt like it is a retelling, but that book to me felt like a parody. So I was kind of like giggling a lot of the time and I just thought it was really silly and funny and fun. It was just for fun. It was a fluffy book, like I said. So nothing serious, 3 stars. It was exactly what I thought it would be. It made me feel like a kid. So I did enjoy it. I do think that if you're looking for something that's just like fluff, Christmas, nutcracker fantasy, it is good. It's not super Christmassy. It's just more like leaning into that fantasy nutcracker retelling. I did start last night. I'm all over the place. This is why if you're in a book club with me or if you try to like buddy read with me, it is sickening because I cannot stick to one thing or I just hyperfixate on something I shouldn't be hyperfixating on. So I'm very annoying like that. But last night I did start Defy the Night. I'm 3 chapters in. I just read a few chapters before bed. It is already really good. I love the concept of this. I can already see like the enemies to lovers, like how it's gonna come together. The story is so good so far. The world that is being set up, it is going to be, I mean, it's a series and I'm already excited. Like I'm already like, should I just go ahead and buy the whole series? I have tears in my eyes thinking about it because it has so much potential and I feel like people genuinely love this book and I am so excited to read it. Okay, but I had this realization while I was reading this last night. This is the original, this is what Powerless thinks it is, which Powerless is a story of an illness, like a fake illness in this country or this land or whatever. There's like the prince who has to enforce the law with this illness and there's a girl who is kind of like more rebellious, and I'm not going to spoil Powerless or this for you, but this is the blueprint for Powerless and Reckless, like that series. This is what it drew its inspiration from, I think. That's my theory. I'm way more excited about this than I felt about Powerless. Powerless was good. I don't know, this just feels like a better version of Powerless because a lot of people love Powerless. I did love Powerless, but then I read Reckless and it changed my opinion of Powerless, honestly. Like I thought Powerless was cool and I thought like this, I thought the concept was great and there's so much potential. And then Reckless was just like a big flop in my opinion, which is so unfortunate because the author seems so nice and really cool and I hate that I didn't like the second book, but it just wasn't for me. I'm excited about this one. So I'm physically reading this one. I am back to reading all the young dudes on my Kindle whenever I feel like it. I haven't read any more since I last talked about it. I am audiobooking from the library Saint, which is the Sea of the something Narrows. That's like the series name. This pirate series, Fable. It's like the Sea of the Narrows or something like that. The Narrow Sea, the Narrows. I don't know. Anyways, listening to that one. My neighbor's looking at me through the window while he talked on his phone. I love that. And I'm feeling uncomfortable now. So I'm going to go work on earrings again and probably play with my cat because she's being terrible again. She has a lot of energy. So I will talk to you tomorrow and hopefully have finished Saint, the audiobook that I'm listening to now. And I can't wait to talk about that. And I can't wait to read more of this and talk about this. I just feel like I feel so good about this. And thank you to Hallie from the Common Room Shop for recommending this and for recommending Fable, because damn, these are like 2 back-to-back books that I'm already like, I'm in it. I'm loving it. finished this. I'm not kidding. Literally just finished it. Went and put some real pants on so I can run to the library. Looked it up on my library cooperative's website. A library across town has the next 2 books, and it's the only library that has both books. So I'm gonna run and get those books before they close. They literally close at 5, and it is 3:30 right now. This book, 5 stars easily. I cried probably the whole, honestly, I cried throughout the whole thing. Within the first 100 pages I was crying. Through the end I was crying. The main character, Tessa, she is a sensitive queen who cries a lot and is caught up in this war and caught up in this disease that has taken over this kingdom, and she is so sensitive to it, how everything affects the people around her, and she is sensitive to death, and she is sensitive to everything. In today's world where things are constantly happening and we are encouraged to not care about other people, this book is exactly what I needed to remind myself that it's good to cry for other people's sake and feel affected by what other people are going through. I cannot say enough good things about this book. Also, it's 450 pages and I never once was bored, because there was always something happening. There was no filler or, droning on or harping on something that didn't matter. This pacing, are you kidding? It is so good. So anyways, I gotta go get the next 2 books in this series. I'm gonna run to the library. It's not the library I live by a library that's 5 minutes away from my house. I gotta drive 30 minutes to go get these books, but they're free. Oh my gosh, I literally can't wait to continue this series. I will update you in a second whenever I get them. Got both books at the library. I just feel like I'm gonna read them fast like I read the first book, so I went ahead and got both, and I am not gonna read them right now because I need to do other things today. I already read the whole second half of Defy the Night, so I need to be a little productive. I did go ahead and get them, and I feel really good having them in my hands, and I think I need to own the series eventually, so I'm very excited. And I do think that this one's gonna be a little bit crazy. We got the ocean in it, which the cover of the last one was very telling about, obviously, the plot of the book and stuff, but the cover of this one has the ocean, which was interesting. It's interesting because the location where the first one took place was landlocked, and they talked about that in the book. They literally brought up how it was landlocked. That's probably in the way, huh? They brought up how the location that they were at in the whole first book is landlocked, and there's no ocean around them. There's no ports. And so this has the ocean on the cover. So yeah, we're about to change it up. We're about to switch it up. We're about to travel. It's about to open up. It's about to get big. It's about to get wild. And I'm so excited. So anyways, I'm going to go do some chores. Thanks for hanging out with me for my week that ended up being a bunch of books. I just really dived into books this week with everything going on in the world, and I've been feeling pretty down about everything, obviously, and you've come along with me on some of that this week. So reading has helped me a lot, and recording myself has helped me a lot. It's helped me hold myself accountable and be excited to talk about things and show things that I am doing. I will probably keep doing this, and maybe talk about books. Maybe that's what I need to be recording myself doing, is because that's all this ended up being. I thought this video was going to be more like a week in the life and a more vlog style thing where I kind of took you along on my everyday, and then it just turned into me talking about books because I want to talk about books. Brigid Kemmerer, I hope that's how you say your name. Brigid Kemmerer, you have my vote. You have my vote in 2028. Brigid Kemmerer, I'm obsessed with you. And she also has written other books. There's a whole list in here. Girl, she's written 15 books, and I love her writing style. Her pacing, the slow burn, the enemies to lovers, the war, the politics. The politics are good. It's a little complicated. I wouldn't say overwhelming. If you're into fantasy politics and war, then you will enjoy this. The thing with this series too is like it's fantasy, but like it's like listed as YA fantasy, but there's nothing in it that is like dragons or magic so far. In the first book there hasn't been. I don't know if that's not a spoiler because I literally know nothing about the next 2 books. They do have electricity and they have plumbing, which is so interesting, but they like still ride horses everywhere. But yeah, I kind of like that kind of stuff. That makes it just easier to tell a story. Like you can turn on the lights and fill a bath and it's fine. I'm getting off topic. I'm rambling. I'm talking too much, but this just shows that this is what this is gonna be now. Did that make sense? Did my sentence make sense? Do my 2 sentences talk too much? Do I talk too much in my sentence? Do they make sense? I hope no one watches this. Okay,